Is that better? Is that...
They still ain't sorted his camera out.
I'll come back, lad. I'll come back.
No, it's all right, mate. John McClane's going to sort out his camera. He'll be back in a minute. Right, okay. Evening, everyone. TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics. We will discuss them. We've got a few tasty topics coming up. Just before that, obviously, you saw the man in the mirror, Mr. Canadian Darren, the man, the myth, the legend, Dino, and Mr. Ozan himself, Dino, the young man. All right, boys?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think, Darren, I don't know what Darren is. Darren's got to make sure he don't put his thumb over the camera. It usually helps as well. So, Halsey, mate, if you've got any solutions for him, please tell us. Right, just remember, as always, we're in association with the Former Players Club, Watford Football Club, Former Players Club, funded by Watford legends Neil Price and Watford's favourite son, Luther Blissett. As always, get over to facebook.com/tailor-made-for community. Right, Halsey, here we are. Evening Geezers is Darren in a cold cellar. Well, the thing is, since Thatcher did away with the coal mines, I doubt it, mate. So back in
I think they still got them in Canada, so it'd be all right.
That's it, mate. He's absolutely spot on then. Cheers, Halsey. I was about to say he's dug himself a hole, but
No,
as long as he gives us some coal, I really don't care, mate. Right, okay. So we've got plenty of topics to come up. We've got a tasty one for Woody, and he's given us a topic while he's at it as well. So let's get straight on with it. So let's get...
Watford FC, that's it for me.
Hooray!
Yeah.
That's it, mate. He's got Cliff Holton shirt on. Brilliant. Yeah, mate. Brilliant. Caught in 4K, mate. The Halsey reckons you're in a coal mine. So the Canadians have still got them, apparently.
It's the time change, mate.
Time change. Right, okay, boys and girls. Right, let's get straight on to it. So, Woody's but is the stick backman receiving affecting his confidence? Dino?
No, I don't think it's affecting his confidence. I thought he done okay yesterday, to be fair. He got lucky with that kind of mistake. He did tap it in the wrong place, but it hit the bar. And to be fair, he got up straight away and done a great save. I think people are criticising him a bit too much. I was annoyed with him in the Leeds game doing 2 mistakes, but hell, he rarely does it, to be fair, them sort of mistakes. I really do think people need to get off his back a bit. He is only human. He's in the toughest position on the pitch to do a mistake. And like I said, he rarely does, and we know he's got to come out and demand that box. We say it all the time. He's got to come out and get crosses. We never doubt he's a great shot stopper. But I think he's come under a bit of criticism, not by every fan. I'm not saying every, but some people, a bit too much. I think you need to leave him alone now. It's been and gone. we kept a clean sheet. It was, to be honest, I thought it was going to be a 0-0. I don't think we deserved to win, but hey ho, you make your own luck. You keep going, and fair play to them. They won 1-0, and we kept a clean sheet. So no, I don't think it affected his his confidence. They're all used to it as professional. It might not help at times, but keeping that clean sheet, that'd do it a world of good. So yeah, just get off his back a bit. I'd say leave him alone a bit.
Yeah. No, I agree with Dean 100%. I think I don't think it's getting to him. I must admit, obviously everybody was hurting after last weekend and after Leeds on Tuesday, but it's just the level of insults now are just the way it's getting on social media. It's just getting a bit too much. I think sometimes people seem to forget that, like Dino said, we're dealing with human beings here, right? And I mean, Backman's a professional and he's a grown man, and I still think he's a very good keeper. He does have his faults, but he's not bad. I'm just pleased that he played well. Well, a few others that are getting, Bayo last week was appalling. He came on and had a decent contribution yesterday afternoon. So I don't know. I would like to think that there's probably in the background at most football clubs these days somebody who deals with the kind of the psychological aspects of social media, because I think it's some people do go too far. Like I remember in the days when we went up in '99 with Taylor, we had the psychologist in the pink shirt that used to come on the pitch before the lads were warming up. They might have somebody like that these days who just sits down, especially some more so maybe with some of the younger players, but you've got to try and let that stuff go off your back. But some of it gets so personal now, so personal. You guys are all younger than me, but I remember it was such a different world. Like back when Taylor first took over and we were in Division 4, only because we were doing well, you would get a small paragraph summary of the game on what would it be, like the Sunday Mirror or something like that. That was all you had from a social interaction. And then you had obviously the stuff in the Watford Observer, which was a bit more in depth. And otherwise, it was people either talking on the terraces or talking down the pub. And now with this access to social media, some people are it's pretty sickening, really. I mean, yeah, Dino's right. Goalkeeper is the one position that is, if your ball's up there, it's in the back of the net. But yeah, no, I don't think I hope it's not affecting his confidence, because I think, he's a good keeper. But equally, like we've all said prior to the Luton game, with him carrying an injury, why Bond didn't start, I don't know. But it's done and dusted now. But yeah, good tough game yesterday. Good win, and we're table doesn't lie. We're sitting 7th, or 8th maybe now. I'm not sure actually. I don't know how Norwich and Borough finished up. I know Borough winning 3-1.
3-3.
3-3.
3-3.
Yeah, their social media was giving it the big one, so I've obviously gone on there and said this aged well. It's like Luton's one. Sorry, I had to swear there, but it's like Scum's one. We're doing like salute, and I said, "You saw it, didn't you, Moves?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Oh, salute or whatever," and I said, "Yeah, salute the 3 goals that came after."
Yeah.
All the highlights.
Dickheads.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing of football. Things change so quick in a week. This time last week, I know you were working, mate, but if we would have had the podcast, it would have been pretty downbeat. We would have all been dragging up because it was awful. It was awful. But you go on a week later, and they're back in the bottom 3, and we're 7th, and it doesn't take a. That's why I think. I know I'm not an old man, but you've just got to try and control some of those emotions sometimes, especially when you're behind a keyboard. Anyway, I'll pass it on to Moves.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Yes. I think maybe his confidence has been knocked a bit. Oh my God. You've been down King's Cross.
How do you know these things?
Yeah. Spies everywhere.
Dino gave me a lift.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I think Backman's confidence did take a bit of a battering, to be honest. Like what Darren just said in that
It's getting
oh, this is brilliant. It's comedy gold
also,
already.
Moves, before you get on, can I just confirm that Duncan's dog wasn't dead as well, by the way, because someone thought he was dead.
Oh, for God's sake.
But you know you shouldn't laugh. But even Dunk was laughing. I confirmed that he's not. He's absolutely fine. He was just resting on the bed yesterday. Sorry, go on, Moobs.
Yeah, no, I think his confidence did take a bit of a battering. I think everyone had the right to have an opinion. Everyone's got right to an opinion. I think there's just some people that need to rein it in on social media. But yeah, he responded yesterday in the best way he could possibly do, keeping a clean sheet, because that suddenly gets people off his back. But when they read his name out on the team sheet at the start of the game, Dino will probably elaborate to this. Weren't much of a cheer going on. And that he probably blocked it out anyway, but he was that probably would have hurt him a bit. And one more number.
Yeah, you had to ring the Hornets hotline, wasn't it? I remember that, and it was like £1 a minute. My dad banned me for that. He says, "No, you're not thinking that. It's a fucking load of money." He goes to me. It's a load of crap anyway. So it's just read the Watford Observer.
It's worse than the Dear Deirdre column, mate. Oh, good old Lee. Yeah, well, of course. He's saved them back. At the end of the day, they've had 2 shots. He's kept them out, so he's kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny, Moose. Isn't that a testament to our defenders then to restrict them from having shots?
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. But I still, well, I know Dino probably backed me up on this one.
He won't.
How on earth did that ball stay out the bloody net in the first half when it cannoned the post and the crossbar and God knows what else in the process? Yeah. I was adamant that it crossed the line, but according to everyone else, it was
no.
So someone said after the game it was about a yard before the line. I think it was.
Yeah, it was about about quarter of the ball was at least not over the line.
Flipping heck! Yeah. Talk about how's your luck. I think Backman needed a bit of that. But yeah, he still had 2 shots. They still had 2 shots. He kept them out. So I think one thing I would like to praise Backman for yesterday was in the second half when he comes sprinting out. When Blackburn went clean through, I can't remember who got absolutely rinsed. I think it was just before Pollock went off. And he just, instead of just like sort of going to the ground, he just stood his ground like that, held his arms up and put the bloke off. And actually got to give him some credit because before he's done that and they've beaten him. And this time the Blackburn player found I think he found Rose Ed in the away end more than anything. But no, his confidence, I think his confidence has taken the battering. No 2 ways about it. You had a howler against those North Harpenden FC, so I'll refer to them. And then you go and do what you did against Leeds. Man, at that time, he probably went in the ground to open up and just swallow him. I think we've all been there when we played Sunday League. We've had howlers and just open the ground up and just take us. But he did bounce back well. But I do think I honestly think his confidence has been knocked a bit. But hopefully now they've got. I think this week will be good for them because we haven't got a midweek game, so they can all just have a little bit of a. Yeah, Lee, we all know we need better. There's no 2 ways about it. We know that. But how the hell do we go and do it when the club are saying they've hardly got any solid money to spend? I had this. I'm just going to quickly come off the topic because I'm going to say because I talked about this with one of my mates the other day. The only way we can get someone better is to go to a Prem club and say, is there a keeper, probably one of your backups, who's barely getting a game? We'll take him and you pay the wages. We take one loan for 6 months, give him the number 1 spot, done. That's the only way. We can't sign anyone. So
it's not just in goal though, Moves, is it? It's everywhere on the bloody park we need better. It's not just Batman, is it? Come on.
No, I know. I was just making that one as a bit of an
I know.
example. But
Yeah,
you're right, because I feel we need another centre mid, and we need a goddamn centre forward. Oh, actually, we've got one. He's on loan. Really?
Yeah, but Moves,
Oh,
I've said
God's
this as
sake.
well about Batman, and my take on it is okay. He deserved some stick. I mean, it's all in good measure as long as it's not the personal abuse that he was getting, which is disgusting. But you're allowed to criticise him as long as then, like you've just said, fair play to him, credit where it's due, blah blah blah. As long as you do that as well and give a balanced view when he does play well, like same with every other player, then I can't see an issue. It's the over the top abuse that he's been getting, and I mean abuse, not critical, because I'm one of those that you can be critical of players and you can dig them out if they played shit, but it's the over abuse. And the thing is as well, people got questions. So we said this yesterday, mate. I'll let you. Sorry, mate, I'm rambling, but you got to look at this as well. Are the defenders doing enough to block shots and limit his amount of saves? Are we defending as a unit thing? Because we're woefully exposing him. I remember years ago, Miller, that looked better when his defence was good. When his defence was down tooling, Miller was nowhere.
Yeah,
he was the confidence playing. Dan's a confidence player, and he clearly shows it.
Yeah, I think one other thing as well at the minute, that like what you were saying. I don't think we need a new goalkeeper coach, Dave. I don't think that's needed at all. I think personally, I think they've got to stop chopping and changing the back line so much. You know, one week you've got, we've had a few weeks where you've had Pollock, O'Connor, and Morris. Then Morris has come out the team and been replaced. And then now O'Connor's injured, so he's out the team, so he's been replaced. There's not really a settled back line. We swapped the wing backs God knows how many times. I think it's getting to a stage where you've actually got to decide who is going to be the permanent starters. Yes, I know he kicked the ball out of play 4 times yesterday, but one of them was actually bloody needed because, otherwise the pressure was coming back on us. So he had every right to boot the ball out. I think 1 or 2 people probably should have actually looked a bit more lively when he was booting the ball. But no, I think you are, Pidge, you are right, because as we've all been, we've all played football. We've all been, all 3 of us have played like centre backs, wing backs, full backs. If you don't play with a settled back line, you're gonna have a problem, because people will just get confused with what they're meant to do. All right, they work on the training pitch, but that's a training pitch. It's not in a 90-minute match. So it's he does. They do need to decide who's going to be the first choice back line and stick with it and stop swapping them all round. Unless the only way you swap it is if someone's ill, injured, or suspended. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And we defended Batman yesterday. It was half and half with me yesterday. I criticised him for the poor parry out that almost led to the goal, but also you say in good manner, okay, that was poor, but why weren't the defenders alert?
Exactly.
You look at it both ways there. I mean, yes, it was poor from him, and the way he parried it out was poor, and it got straight to him. But also, the defenders need to be alert as well.
Oh, so without a doubt, I think. Sorry, mate. Without a doubt, a few of us were sort of looking to say, why on earth have you not reacted to that ball coming back into the centre, to the middle of the 6-yard box? And I hate that. I'm really praying Matty Pollock is not out for a while, because that was I don't know if it was a dislocated arm or a sprain he got on his arm. It didn't look great at the end of the game. It was all iced up and everything. So God knows what's happened. But that'll be a killer blow if we lose him, because he's been amazing. He's been phenomenal lately. So. Yeah, no, Stu, he is quality, and he was quality. There's no 2 ways about it. He didn't become Austria's number 1 for no reason. He done it when he was doing it with us when it was needed. He put in those performances, and if we can get something like that back from him again, then all this stuff will just disappear in a flash.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Right, okay, let's get a few comments out and then we'll get to the next topic. Right. Holes the evening geezers, is Darren a coal seller? Yeah. Coal caller. Good win yesterday from Halsey, even a bit of skill from Bayer towards the end of the game. Yes, Stuart about putting his decorations up. Yeah, the thing I put is hose, and more hose. For Stuart, I think. Halsey, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice to see the Turkish guys allowed Dino to cover up the bars in the picture. Absolutely, mate. Right, we've got 2 big away games coming up. That's for Michael, absolutely. Halsey saying about the hotline, those were the days. Stuart, I have a banana that looks like a torch. Not sure it's a banana because I think it's a torch or touch. I don't know. Okay, you can play me with banana, mate. Backbone.
Banana man.
Yeah, that's it. Just Stuart saying backbone. We don't have keeper, centre back, and striker. Obviously, I'm amazed where we are positioned in the league. Well, bang average. One of the old sayings in football is if in doubt, kick it out. Absolutely, would he? Not sure if wing back. I'm not sure you are a wing back nowadays. Moves it from Halsey.
Yeah.
You never know, mate. It's the power of the toe punt will set you free. Put that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I've been on the receiving end of some of them, mate. It's not nice. So's Richie, mate.
Yeah.
Have we got,
still can't see me.
Have we got a forward in the under-21s and the under-18s to come into the first team? Adiamo.
Yeah, Adiamo. Oh no, I think sorry. Yet again, that just on that comment. Yet again, everyone is asking the question, why the hell is he not back in the first team? He's back fit. He's back playing. You know, I've already seen this week that a couple of the under-21s, a couple of them have gone to National League South sides. You know, right now we desperately need a strike. We need someone to come and back Bayo up. And to be honest, Adi Bayo could easily do it. Him and Bar up front. All right, technically Bar's more of a winger. I'll talk about that another time. Yesterday I was adamant he's not a centre forward. But I think, you know, if you had a front three, say, of Bar, Adiamo, and Georgie, that's dynamite. That's absolute dynamite. So, yeah, in regards to that one, I think someone needs to go and get Adiamo out of the development bit or whatever he's in, and say, right, come back to the first team, without a doubt. Yeah. Unless there is an issue with his fitness at the minute because he was out injured for so long. And can only assume that's what it is, because if it ain't, then what's going on?
Exactly, mate. Right, okay, let's get straight on to the last topic. Dan, evening, Dan. He says, can a nice guy coach that isn't ever prepared to get in the faces of the players ever be successful coach? Can nice guys finish first, basically? Moves. Dino?
I don't know. You have seen, well, I know if he does get angry really with Cleverley. I don't know. You can see he's frustrated a lot and he does look quite pissed off at times. You got to be careful, haven't you? You got some young players in there. Like we all know, sometimes you give them a rollicking, it could really damper them and damage their confidence. I don't know. You could probably do it to some players, the more older players, maybe like Sissoko could take it or something, but we've just got to be patient here. Like someone said, Cleverley's still young. He's still learning. He's barely, he hasn't been in this job for bloody 10 minutes, has he? I think he's doing a terrific job. He still don't know his best squad, does he? Like Move said, he's changed that back 4 or 5 quite a few times. Andrew and Morris, Festi's come on, who's done bloody well, and I reckon he could succeed. I reckon he could, but we've got to give him a couple of years for this to go well. And I thought he done quite well yesterday. He done some good subs, to be fair. Like Moog said, Bar isn't a striker. He definitely needs to be out on the wing where he gets more of the ball. I was happy that Vetter come on. He looked really lively, and that was a good idea. I'm glad he looked really sharp and he looked really quick for me. I think you could see Bar, Vetter and Bio starting up top at some point. I think that could be. It might give Bio a few more crosses to attack, because let's be honest, Bar didn't get much either with that game, did he? He didn't get many good crosses here. You can see why we struggle up top, but yeah, it's a tough one with Cleverley. I do think he needs to do that rollicking, but I don't think he's got it in him in the moment. I think he takes it a different way, you know, more clever, but we'll see. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think part of it's the modern game these days. I mean, if you look at Rob Edwards, you know, he's always on about taking it on the chin, and Tom Cleverley's got a similar kind of approach of, you know, when we lost, you know, that one's on me kind of thing. It's a tough one because I think there's a lot of respect for Cleverley because of the level he's played at. You've got to remember he's Man United, international, Everton, you know, and obviously played in the Prem for us as well. I think he's doing and I do agree with what Halsey said. We're 7th and we are, some of it's luck, but I'd say the last few seasons we were on the wrong side of luck quite a lot. So it's really nice to have a little bit of that. I think we've got a young manager that hopefully will be given time. And he's quietly building something. Like I've said before, I think players like Pollock's a great example, has really come on under Cleverley. You know, that's a sign of a really good young manager who can really make a player a better player. You know, and I think you're seeing it, you know, Barr, I think, is a huge prospect for us. I do hope, and I think it was Lee posted up, I read it today as well, that typical media, early bullshit before January, as soon as teams are doing quite well, they look to the Championship and look at their stars, and Wolves have been linked with Dave, Chakvadatsu, whoever they say that. And then West Brom, one of West Brom's stars has been linked with, I think it might have been Palace or something like that. Now, we've got to keep, like Moob said, you know, we haven't got a lot of money to spend right now. If we're going to, because in fairness, I know Tom wants us to be top 6 by the next international break, and that is doable. Some tough games, but certainly doable. If we can be there, then help the guy out in January and let's build something, because I think if we're all honest, you know, we were probably thinking lower mid-table to lower mid-table at the start of the season, really. You know, I still agree with everybody. The whole Rajovic situation stinks to me. It's utter madness. You know, it's just utter madness. Your top goal scorer and you loan him out. I don't know any other club that's done that in modern history. I really don't. It's just absolute madness. So we'll see. You know, hopefully he'll come back. But yeah, no, I think Tom's got a good balance right now. He's got that modern day approach of putting his arm around some of the youngsters and doing a good job. So we'll see. But I want him to do well, and it's going to be interesting now because obviously Robinson's back, and we haven't had a chance to chat since that happened. And it's going to be interesting to see what the impact is longer as the season goes on across the back line there. First clean sheet for a long time yesterday. I mean, albeit with a bit of luck, but a clean sheet's a clean sheet, and you'll always take that, right? So, yeah, encouraging times. And I mean, these 2 away games, was it Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea? Yeah, they're winnable. I mean, I know we have been pants away from home, but they are winnable games. So it'd be nice. And back to what Dino said, the young lad, Rocco Vata, love to see that kid start a game. I don't think he's the sort of lad you could play. He reminds me a bit of Loser in the sense of he's not the sort of lad up for a scruffy, nasty physical encounter, but for a game where he's got a little bit of room and time to shine, he could really do well. So, yeah, encouraging. I think it's going to be good, and yeah, let's just get behind Tom. And one thing, just a quick shout out there with Mr. Moore and the big flag that was arranged before kickoff after the horrible weekend before. That was pretty cool. A lot of people really responded to that well. So yeah, it's not always easy, but you know, you support your clubs through thick and thin, and it was pretty thin last weekend, and it's a little bit better now. So anyway, back to you, Moobs.
Yeah, go on, Slot.
just to clarify, I actually shaved about 3 days ago. So the fact that it's grown, that he's saying that already, that's actually quite worrying that it's grown back that quick.
You're growing up, mate. After a certain time, so many years, you start getting hair and everything, mate. Honestly.
Oh no, shocking, isn't it?
I can relate to that.
You get your pubes soon, mate.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I think with this question, I think Cleverley is actually pretty darn ruthless in the changing room. I think he tells them how it is. I think when you've got someone who has been managed by one of the greatest and bestest ever managers we have seen in the 21st century in Sir Alex Ferguson, you will definitely learn a thing or two. You know, we hear time after time when you watch like Super Sunday or Monday Night Football and you've got Roy Keane on, and he always refers, you know, when we were playing and we were playing bad, God, did we know about it? So I personally think Cleverley does dish out a fair few bollockings. You know, he knows that it's the only way he knows. It's the Fergie way. So if some of the players don't like it, well, that's tough.
Debatable.
I'll get
Debatable,
you for that
Woody.
on Wednesday. Get you back on Wednesday, mate. You're in trouble.
15.
Oh no, great. I look good for my age. But yeah, can you be nice and go far? I think he can. You know, Jurgen Klopp proved it. You know, he's a decent guy. Look what he's done. You know, he's won it almost everything as a manager. So you can do it. But yeah, you do need a ruthless side in you, and I do believe Cleverley actually has it. We just don't see it enough, or we don't. Mind you, we probably don't really need to see it. It's what goes on behind closed doors goes on. I think Robbo being back as well is another good thing, because maybe if Cleverley doesn't really want to dish out a bollocking, he'll go hell for leather on them, because we know what he can do. He'll proper serve it up to them. He'll tell them how it is. And if they're playing crap. So yeah, I think in answer to the question, yes, you can. You can be nice and go far.
Cool, mate. Boys, anything else just before we get on to the moves segment?
I must give Tom Ince some credit, because I think he's been doing all right lately. I didn't think he was. I don't know. I probably would say not good enough to start, but to be fair, he's last couple of games he's impressed me lately. You know, and he can put a decent bloody corner in that makes a bloody change. All epoxy players, so he whips a good corner in, giving us a chance to bloody attack. So yeah, I'd like to give him a bit of credit. I thought he's been excellent. So
yeah,
I think
he's been. The one thing that did surprise me actually was at the Luton game that Ince didn't start. I honestly thought that was a mistake of Tom's, because I think that's the sort of game where he can really do some damage. But you're right, it's great to have somebody who can take a corner kick. I mean, it's really becoming an increasing stat in modern football now, dead ball situations, as it always should be, but teams are really paying attention to it now. And I know we got Dave with a few free kicks. I mean, I think he skied one yesterday, but dead ball situations can be so, if they're really worked on hard, they can be excellent, right? But what amazes me, I remember many times over the years, I've seen what's classed as professional football to take a corner kick, and they're just shocking, you know, and there's no excuse for it. There is no excuse for it. I used to play left wing at one point when I was younger, and I used to always try and target just around the penalty area, because that way the keeper's, if the keeper's going to come out, it's got to come a bloody long way out. That was always my target spot. And, you know, you see these guys that train 5 days a week, and some of them are shocking, you know. Some of those are in the Premier League as well, which is pretty scary. And they're getting paid for it. We didn't get paid for it. We had to pay subs. So,
yeah, mate. Right.
Late, right?
Oh, definitely, mate. Right. Moves ready for the segment?
I think so. Let's do it. hello, people. It's your favourite time of the week. It's back. It's been missing for a few weeks. Where's it been, you ask? Can't really answer that. But yes, we are back. All been going on. All been going on off, in non-league. And is it Moobsy slot that it could well be, mate? It could well be Halsey, you cheeky sod. Great intro. Thank you, Stuart. I'm glad you like it. Where do I start? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll start with the girls because everything's been going on with the girls. We've had some up and down results of late. Unfortunately, they didn't play today. No game. This was due to international call-up. So just firstly, I've got to say, big well done to Jessie Gale, who is a dual sign player with us this season from Arsenal. She's been off with the England under-19s, who the other night won 3-1 against the Netherlands. She came off the bench for the last 25 minutes, I believe. So big well done to her. Also, as she's now been nicknamed the biggest cheat code of the National League South in the Women's League, Anna Philby has been off with Wales back in the international fold. So big well done to her. I believe they've got a game on Tuesday night as well. So good luck to them. Hopefully they get the win. We've had one player departure this week. We were a little bit shocked because we didn't see it coming. Ellie Bishop returned to her hometown team of Norwich City. We don't actually know right now if this is a permanent move or if only I had a Dutch accent, I might actually ring Steve McLaren up, see if he can help me. Oh God. So Ellie Bishop has rejoined our hometown team of Norwich City Women. Like I said, we are completely unsure at the minute if this is a permanent move or if it's some sort of loan arrangement. We're a little bit baffled from what we've seen on social media, so we're going to try and get to the bottom of that. We've had a few results of late. Last week, the girls were in the cup, involved in the cup. Classic. Dan, you're son.
Savage. Emotional damage.
So the girls last week were at home. We played at Queen's Park Rangers in the latest round of the FA Women's National League Cup, and we brushed them aside fairly straightforward with a 6-1 win, a massive win. But go back to the week before. When we were at home to Oxford United, and we came a little bit unstuck because we slipped up to a 2-1 defeat. Although the girls did batter, I've got to be honest, and they did batter Oxford's goal for a good 70 odd minutes. We just could not get the ball back over the line for a second time. And former Hornets keeper Beth Howard was in goal, and we all know from last season how good she was. Just when you think you're going to get an equaliser, out comes an outstretched arm and it flicks over the crossbar. Yes, that was Beth doing that. On another day, that ball would have flown in the net. So that's that bit. Now I just got to get right up to date because we've got a run of fixtures coming up, guys and girls. An absolute run of fixtures. It starts this Wednesday. So I know it's half term, or believe it's half term, isn't it? This week? Is it half term this week?
Yeah, it's half term, mate.
It's half term this week. Right, fantastic. Right, okay. So Wednesday night, I believe we're kicking off at 7:45. We are home to AFC Wimbledon Women. This is a rearranged fixture from the other week when we had the mass torrential downpours. The pitch just couldn't take the water, so they called the game off. So this game, hello, who the hell's that? Who on earth was that?
And your fan club? No, she's gaming buddy. She's gaming buddy.
Oh right. If she's part of my, if she's in my fan club, I'm happy, mate.
Yeah, mate.
So yeah, guys and girls, half term week. Let the kids stay up a little bit late. Come down to Groves of the Vale. Come and cheer the girls on. This is possibly turned into one of the biggest games of the season so far. And now, and so, right, I've now said that one. Please do not get confused with this next bit because we do have a double header this week with Wimbledon. This Sunday, we go to the iconic, one of the most iconic stadium names in English football history, and that is Plough Lane. Yes, that is right, people. We are going to Plough Lane because the girls are taking on AFC Wimbledon women again, but this time in the FA Cup, in the Women's FA Cup. Wimbledon have been very kind to us. They've actually allocated us, I think, 2 blocks in the stand. So people, honestly, if you live in Southwest London or can get to Southwest London on Sunday, indeed, Dan, that is definitely that. And yes, Woody, she did. She did pull off a fantastic save. So yeah, honestly, this Sunday, Wednesday and Sunday, if you've got nothing to do, firstly, come to Grosvenor Vale on Wednesday night, watch the girls play in the league, and then if you can, come down on Sunday to Plough Lane to watch the women play in the FA Cup. It'd be great to have a load of sport. We've got a couple of blocks Wimbledon have allocated to us, like I just said. So please come on down. If you want to get a ticket for the Plough Lane match, you need to go to AFC Wimbledon's website. It is listed on there under their tickets. Just go through the normal routine. I think you might have to register for an account, which is a pain in the arse. But yeah, honestly, it would be great to have as many fans down there as possible. I believe we kick off at 2:00. No one's told us different, although it can change because it's the FA Cup. They can change it if they want, but we don't think that's going to happen. So that is that. And then I think, can't even remember what we've got the following week, actually. I'll have more on that next week. Excuse me. We have got a run of games coming up, though. So get ready. It's going to come thick and fast. But a little bit of non-league, because I haven't really got much today. A lot of the teams have been in action over the weekend. If your local non-league club has played, keep an eye out for their result. If you're a Tudors fan, it wasn't a great day yesterday, slipping up at losing 1-0 down at Maidstone. But when Maidstone have got so much money after their FA Cup run last season, it is near on impossible to get a result down there. So they will go again next weekend because they're at home to Eastbourne, so they've got a nice week off as well. A load of other teams played. I haven't got the results. Unfortunately, some team called that lockdown of the A414 called St Albans apparently won. Just a little reminder, St Albans, mind the gap. Yes, remember that. Mind the gap. You're still below us. Which will enjoy that. I know he will.
Yes.
So like I say, as always, guys, please, if you can, support your local non-league club. It is absolutely vital this time of year, especially. And also, please, if you can, come down Wednesday night to Grosvenor Vale for Wealdstone member season ticket holders. You do get discount if you buy a ticket. Go to watfordfc.com/tickets. Put your fan ID in, buy the ticket, you get the discount straight away. It is half price, so you, instead of paying like £8, you pay £4, or £7, it's £3.50. And then hopefully, see as many Watford fans down at Plough Lane on Sunday. I will be there myself, having a good time as always. He's about getting tickets for the game. Yeah, I think he has, Woody. There's so much going on. I've just not paid attention to it all. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it at the moment.
Nice one, Arn.
Thank you. I get to the chopper.
Yeah, I'll have a look at these, mate. Look. Oh, good times. Right, okay, we're going to shoot off in a second, but we'll be back Friday. We'll previewing the game at the weekend. obviously looking back on anything else you want to talk about. Obviously Saturday we'll be getting your reaction, and Sunday night getting all your topics through as ever. So we'll see you next week. Massive thank you to everyone who's watched today. You're all legends, absolute legends, especially for the young man Dino, Canadian Darren, and the man, the myth, the legend Arne Slot. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank God.
That's
Thank
it,
God.
mate.
Thank God.
Get in there. Get in there. As always, you've been beautiful. We're TMA. It's good night from Mr. Slot.
It's good night from John McLean.
It's good night from the man in prison.
It's good night from Pidge.